11th, 2007, Twitter user @Batty tweeted, "Is it gay to like One Tree Hill? Please say no." This, of course, wasn't the first time anyone questioned if something they liked, did, or thought made them gay. But it is, according to knowyourmeme.com, the first time it shows up on Twitter. And in the age of social media, if a tree falls in the forest, no one hears it unless it shares it in their IG stories. @Batty would, with this tweet, launch a meme I enjoyed a lot during its heyday in the late 2010s, the "Fellas Is It Gay" meme, which knowyourmeme.com calls a series of parody tweets that mock the idea of fragile masculinity and homophobia, in which users ask if non-sexual or homoerotic things makes one a homosexual. But before we go to Batty, yes, it is. It wasn't until 2017 that the "Fellas Is It Gay" meme took its final form and went viral. The meme now had its structure. "Fellas, is it gay?" followed by some innocuous activity like having a brother or taking out the garbage, and rounded out with a contextualization of that everyday activity as something with some inherently homo vibes. And the meme had gained the kind of internet momentum that gave it the late 2010s stamp of internet validity: coverage on BuzzFeed. And BuzzFeed's coverage, as evidenced by the classically constructed BuzzFeed listicle headline, "21 hilarious tweets that nail how fragile masculinity is," frames the existence and success of the meme as centrally a rightful critique of masculinity. Because, as I'm sure we can all agree, masculinity could take some notes. While the "Fellas Is It Gay" meme certainly does poke fun at masculinity, particularly the toxic variety, I think there's another target worth examining: the misogyny paradox. Particularly in the way gayness is used as a means to police and reinforce this feature of heterosexuality, and, by extension, to police and influence other non-sexual behaviors of men as they relate to the patriarchy. So, what is the misogyny paradox? The misogyny paradox is a central notion in Jane Ward's The Tragedy of Heterosexuality. Ward describes it like this: piece of my analysis is the misogyny paradox, wherein boys and men's desire for girls and women is expressed within a broader culture that encourages them to also hate girls and women. Ward constructs the misogyny paradox as one of the central reasons heterosexuality is the titular tragedy, and she notes two central features of how this paradox functions. What is paradoxical here is not only that straight men say they love women and then turn around and express their misogyny, but also that this love-hate relationship is successfully marketed to straight people as a source of happiness, despite overwhelming evidence that it is a primary contributor to straight people's misery. So, straightness in the misogyny paradox is two things. One, men hating women but also needing them. And two, everyone agreeing that this is the way it's supposed to be. Let's start with a closer look at how the meme works and how it perpetuates the misogyny paradox, and how it does so by constructing a version of gayness that's secretly just hating women. Let's take this tweet. "Fellas, is it gay to make money? I mean, you're just collecting pictures of other men." Funny, but a few things are happening here. Gay and straight are set up as a binary. You're one or the other, because this is a yes or no question. "Fellas, is it gay?" is not a conversation for nuance. Gay and straight are set up as opposites, mutually exclusive. Gay is also constructed as the perceived behavior of women. It's not universally true of the meme tweets, but it's often true enough to make the point. The punchline of the joke is a twisting of the innocuous behavior as something feminine or womanly or associated with the behaviors of women as women are expected to behave in heterosexuality. Like here, collecting pictures of men. That's a lady behavior. And if you, a fella, are doing it, then you're gay. Because it's associated with women and gay, you're supposed to hate it. The meme only works if the misogyny paradox is the frame you're using. It doesn't work when you don't. Collecting pictures of men is an inherently value-neutral activity. If women do it, it's fine, but it's still hateable. If men do something women do, we hate the action, but we also hate the men, because acting like a woman makes you gay. Men are policing other men. No girls allowed in this conversation. Fellas are talking to other fellas, which A, again, places women outside their constructing and maintenance of heterosexuality, and B, continues to wrap up successful heterosexuality in a completely homosocial context. Nothing actually gay happens in most versions of the meme. The meme almost exclusively exploits the misogyny that's inherent in homophobia. It keeps men not gay by ensuring they don't act like women. But this is just a silly internet meme, right? A funny thing that sprung up on the internet and isn't something men actually engage in for real, right? Wrong. In the immortal words of Monique during the run of Flavor of Love Girls Charm School, see, when you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite. Let's take a look at this online exchange between Your Body My Choice guy Nick Fuentes and Manosphere Man Andrew Tate. This is basically a fellas is it gay to like your wife meme, but not played for internet laughs. Instead, it's an actual conversation between two actual human men. We can debate whether or not their gross misogyny is authentic or cynical, but this is not played for a joke. Tate even goes so far as to explicitly state the misogyny paradox in his post. Anyone who's experienced with women isn't enamored by them. These two misogyny meat sacks are demonstrating the cultural usefulness of the misogyny paradox. Men policing men in this fellas is a gay kind of way is a handy way to reinforce and bolster up patriarchal power. If men are making sure men are acting like men and not women, because men are not supposed to like women even though they need them for love and companionship, men can feel free to use women for their misogyny paradox sanctioned purposes, but they don't have to treat them as people. And the power of men remains consolidated and women remain subjugated. Nothing demonstrates more the extent to which some men will take the misogyny paradox than Josiah Moody, a MAGA influencer who recently made an appearance on Luke Beasley's YouTube show The Grudge and had this to say about sex with his wife, who was sitting right there. The best part about having sex is reproduction. Seriously. I don't value sex because of an orgasm. I value sex because I know that I'm going to reproduce and have another baby. Moody elaborated. As soon as we're together, it's like no birth control, no nothing, because I'm not going to have gay sex. Gay sex is more than just another man and a man. It's just the idea of looking at sex as such a materialistic thing and just like, oh, well, we'll just have an orgasm and that's fun or whatever. When Beasley jokingly replied to this wildly unbelievable connection between actual heterosexual sex and gay sex, he replied, "No gay sex with women, guys," to which Moody replies, "Very true, I agree." Moody is a walking fellas is it gay meme. So to answer the question of this presentation, fellas, is it gay to watch this presentation? We'd have to consider whether watching something about a piece of feminist studies that critiques the way misogyny is used to shape our construction of heterosexuality in a way that furthers the patriarchy is a little too much for the ladies. The Nick Fuenteses and Andrew Tates and Josiah Moody's of the world would say yes. So, yeah, watching this is a little bit gay. You are now cleared to watch One Tree Hill.